When I was preparing my talk, I realized that the best way to actually prepare a talk is to go find a meme you really like and base your entire talk around just that meme. So with that flawless idea in mind, let me read to you a little meme I found. Person one says, "It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Pouring river water in your socks." And someone replies, "Why would I do that?" And the response is, "Well, it's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Why wouldn't you, right?" So I really like the idea of that, quick, easy, and free. Though I'm going to slightly change that idea just a tiny bit and turn it into quick, easy, and fast. Because we've had a lot of talks already, and we'll have some more talks about how fast is important for our websites, right? So I'm going to use these terms and these icons throughout my talk to kind of identify things that may have either not been quick, easy, or fast, or are going to be more quick, more easy, or more fastly, or fast, yeah, okay. Now, if there's any confusion about the difference between quick and fast, it's simple. Think of fast as more of a time to first byte type metric. This is the experience that your users are going to get. And quick is a time to first site experience. That's more for you as the developer. Now, that may not actually be simple, but I already trademarked the term time to first site because I really liked it. So feel free to use it, and then you can pay me royalties later. So that's awesome. So when it comes to building websites, and specifically Shopify websites, because I'm from Shopify, there's a wide spectrum of tools or ways that you could do it. On one end of the spectrum, you have the no-code solutions, where it's kind of like a WYSIWYG editor, drag and drop, and you type some text, and you have a Shopify e-commerce website. On the other side of things, it's probably more along the lines of what you and I do most of the time, which is custom code. You know, you handwrite everything from scratch, and you're using an API to get things. And then in the middle, there's, you know, a nice middle ground. Now, Shopify has always had some pretty excellent tooling for the no-code and low-code solutions. But unfortunately, the custom code area side of things, it wasn't quick and it wasn't easy, but at least it was fast. So about 1.5 years ago, Shopify realized that they needed to fix this problem. And they started working on a new framework, React framework, called Hydrogen. And again, the goal was to make things quick, easy, and fast to make a completely headless, custom code Shopify website. Now, last time I checked, though, this isn't Hydrogen Conf, this is Remix Conf. So I get to introduce to you the idea or the framework and package that we're going to be working on to extract some of those things that we've built into our Hydrogen framework, pull them out into a new package, and make them available for other great, quick, easy, and fast frameworks like Remix, for example. So yeah, the idea is that when working on a Remix site, the first thing you'll need to do is hit an API for your Shopify store, right? You'll need to get products and information. And the main way that you'll interface with that is through what Shopify calls the storefront API. Now, when I'm talking about the storefront API, it's a GraphQL API. And that can be kind of intimidating for various reasons to various people. For some people, it's maybe because you've never used GraphQL. Or even if you have used GraphQL, it's maybe just the schema is a little bit too complex for you. For other people, there's concerns about performance and things like that. So what we want to do is, with this Hydrogen UI package that we're going to release, is to kind of take away some of these barriers. And the first barrier we want to take away is the idea that GraphQL is hopefully we can take away the idea that GraphQL is intimidating. And when you're intimidated by something, it makes it hard to do something, hard to work on your website, and it makes it so your job isn't quick, right? So let's make that quick and easy for you by having some GraphQL auto-completion in your editor, in your IDE of choice. And I'm going to really hope that this video works. Hey, look at that. That's a promising news. So when you set this up, and it's going to be a 4-step process, hopefully simple 4-step process, you're going to have GraphQL auto-completion and linting in your IDE. in this video, I'm going to show you, it's already been set up, but we're going to take a look at some of the things that it can do for you. So you'll notice right off the bat that it already seems to be complaining a little bit about this page by handle tag. So if we go and hover over this, we get a description of why is it complaining. Hey, page by handle is deprecated. Use page instead. All right, so that's hopefully making your experience easier when you're working in your Remix loader, right? You write your query, and you can always be sure it's up to date and using things that aren't deprecated. The other thing is auto-completion. So if we go and we want to query for additional things, you'll notice we get full auto-completion, and even on the right-hand side, you'll see a full-on human-readable description of what we're actually querying for. So again, the hope is that we're making your experience with Remix a little bit quicker, easier, and faster. Whoops, didn't mean to fully quit there. There we go. The next thing that some people may be concerned about is the performance implications of using GraphQL. And one of those things is that you're querying for too much data that you're not actually using. And this has implications for how easy it is for you to make your website fast. Also, how easy is it for you to figure out if you're over-querying. And as well, how fast your website is actually working. So we're going to provide a function that will hopefully just automatically let you know if you're overfetching or over-querying in your GraphQL queries. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. To make your website fast and to make it easier for you. So another video here. Again, in this video, I've got it already set up. And essentially, this function runs just while your website watcher function, your development watcher function runs. And so I've already saved it once, and it's going to show us. We find a file. In this file, it looks like we're not using the product's handle, ID, and title fields. So on the left-hand side now, we're going to go into where the query actually is. And we see handle, ID, and title, which it says we're not using, and we delete them. On save, our watcher runs, your normal watcher, and the warnings come out. We find that same file again, and you'll notice the product ID, title, and handle complaints are gone. So hopefully, again, another way to improve your experience and make things quick, easy, and fast. So now in this situation, you've queried for your data in your Remix loader, but now you actually have to render something. And Shopify objects are very comprehensive to the point that they can seem kind of overwhelming at times. You can have products and collections and cart and meta fields and images, all these wild things. And so to help with this, to help reduce some of the complexity, one of the things that we're going to do is bundle in the TypeScript types for these objects into our package so that you can just import them directly. And these are deep types. So in this example, you start with a collection, and if you use the TypeScript type that we give you, you'll notice we get typing all the way down from collection to products to media to preview image, and then finally alt text. Like, that's 5 layers deep. But it's nice that you're getting that type safety, and you can also get that auto-completion. Pretty standard TypeScript stuff, but again, the hope is that it's much easier to just import these types from our package than to have to build them yourself or to look for them elsewhere. Next thing is that even if you have the TypeScript types for those things, it can still kind of be hard to work with some super complex objects like cart and meta fields and products and things like that. And so we have built, and we have plans to build even more, just pre-built components that you can just put into your code and render it. So for example, we have a full cart implementation. And if you don't like how it's done, you can at least use that for reference, or you can just pop it in and use it. Or another example is we have a hook called use product options, which helps keep track of, like, if you're selling t-shirts, well, you need to know if the user selected a large black t-shirt or a small pink t-shirt or things like that. So when they click the add to cart button, you know which one they were looking at. In fact, we have quite a few of these planned, and if I were to go through and name all of them, I'd kind of feel like Yakko doing the Countries of the World song. Like, it'd just be overwhelming, and I'm not going to torture you that way either. So So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or are curious about what we're working on and how we can make your life as a Remix developer better, come reach out to us, come read our documentation, come find us, and we'd love to help. Finally, to kind of wrap this up, and sorry, Ryan, I know you're next, but I'm a little fast here. But I'd like to talk about maybe some hopes and dreams. And these are things that maybe we don't have like concrete plans for, but maybe these are things that we could do in the future to make your life even better. So one of the things I've been thinking about is maybe we can make like a Shopify Remix stack so that you can use those Remix stacks and just have a pretty fast implementation of a Shopify store for you. Or maybe we can even use Remix in our integration tests, so we can render our components on a Remix site to make sure that our Hydrogen components are always working really well for Remix devs. Or maybe you all have a better idea than I do. Come talk to me. Come let me know if you have anything that I could do to make your life easier, or better, or quicker. I don't know. Does that make sense? Faster. Anyway, thank you, and have a good day.